Alright guys, we have to take a minute and go back and talk about Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, a game that has been raked over the coals as many times as any game possibly could. Probably one of the worst games to come out of this year, had a terrible launch, they made terrible decisions, their involvement with Sweet Baby Inc., race swapping, crapping all over the original hero characters from the DC universe. A lot of bad decisions went into this game, and it just tanked the entire prospect of this game ever doing well. So we've seen Amazon offer free copies of this game. I have a free copy that I never bothered installing because it was like 80 gigabytes of memory space, and I'm like, screw that. It's not even worth checking out. Like, morbid curiosity was not enough to make me install this game. No way. Well, now they are once again discounting this game upwards of 95% off on the Epic Game Store. It's the $100 digital deluxe edition for $5, a sign that they truly have given up trying to sell this game and make any money back off of it. Is basically at this point, if we can get a nickel out of you for this game, we will try and do it. Kind of like what we saw Ubisoft do back when they put Skull and Bones on discount when it launched on Steam a few months back. Now, again, a lot of people probably didn't even remember this game was going to Steam back in September. And when it launched, it was 60% off. Not even kidding. This game was like $24 on Steam when it launched. And the funniest thing is, it hasn't done a whole lot for the numbers. Because if you look at the peak, the 3-month peak for Skull and Bones on Steam, they garnered about 2,600 players. As of right now, they are sitting at less than 200 currently playing this game. Again, this is a game that was so ill-conceived. I don't know who greenlit this game and what they were thinking. But there's another Ubisoft game we got to talk about in just a second. After a quick word from Instant Gaming, Instant Gaming has got all the best-selling new releases available, as well as some of the older games that you can go back and play and enjoy, like Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut for $43. I picked it up. I'm still planning on playing it tomorrow night, so come check us out tomorrow night. As well as games like Alien Isolation or No Man's Sky. And of course, you can pick up your discounted 3 months of Ultimate Game Pass as well, something I've done many times, or get a pre-order for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. These are all retail keys. They are not gray market. They are not some shady third-party site. 24-hour customer service and a 4.7 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, so go check them out. Massive thank you to Instant Gaming. So Star Wars Outlaws has recently released on Steam today, and with that they did this massive patch where they decided to cut out the stealth objectives, improve the AI, and a whole lot more in update 1.4. You can see from IGN talking about how they cut their stealth objectives, which is absolutely hilarious given that this game is, first and foremost, as I understand, a stealth-based game. There's a lot of stealth missions. And essentially what they said is, well, we're going to take out all the stealth requirements from most of the missions, so you can now play it however the hell you want to. This, again, is them trying to say, okay, we screwed up with the design of this game. We didn't make something people want, so now we're going to try to change it and fix it to make it appeal to a broader audience. Not just this, but they decided on release, much like Skull and Bones, like we've seen with other titles, to reduce the price by more than $20 depending on the edition that you pick up. So you see this article from Fandom Pulse saying Ubisoft discounts Star Wars Outlaws by $20 ahead of release to Steam. Ironically, it's actually cheaper than that. If you go back to Instant Gaming, it's like $29 on there. So absolutely insane. But it says Ubisoft slashed the price of Star Wars Outlaws by $20 ahead of release to Steam. They fulfilled their promise that it would be discounted by slashing the price of the game by nearly 30%. Yves Guillemot, the CEO, promised that the game would be discounted heading into the Christmas season during the company's most recent earnings call. And of course, he said, we will be planning some promotional support throughout the busy season. Now again, if you do recall, this is a game that allegedly only sold about 1 million copies before this point. So you would hope that this is going to do something to garner the PC audience who didn't want to play it through the Ubisoft launcher. You know, because Steam is just that store that everybody who plays games on PC uses. It's just that universal hub where we all go to for our games. But if you look at these Steam reviews right now, not doing so well. They've only got 50 reviews. They're all mixed. And there's something that I want to point out about some of these reviews. Now, again, this you can call review bombing, call it whatever you want to, that's fine. But if you look at a lot of the reviews, a lot of people who purchased this game only played it for 0.1 hour so that they could leave a negative review. Even some more people who said that they played it more extensively, 0.3 hours, I think there's one that says like 0.6 hours here, still not recommended. So these are people who have suffered through about, 20, 30 minutes of the game and they're like, yeah, you know what? I don't want to give this a positive review. I'm just here to, downvote it and move on with my day. So again, even the people that are purchasing this game are probably turning around and asking for instant refunds just so they can dunk on Ubisoft. And of course, what's the most telling sign so far, and I'm going to refresh this just so we have more of an updated look at this. 755 players right now. That is the highest peak for today, the day that this game released. We are heading into the evening hours on Monday night. Wow, did I just say Monday? I meant Thursday. Holy crap, I mixed up my days. And if this game doesn't hit 1,000 players peak tonight, I don't think it ever will. So again, remember, this is a discounted game that had a million copies allegedly sold between console and, of course, the Ubisoft launcher. And they couldn't even get 1,000 people to play this game yet on Steam on the day that it released with a discount. This is a very bad sign for Ubisoft, but it gets better. So now, allegedly, coming out of one of their own executives' own mouths, Mark Alexis Cote, who we've talked about in the past, the executive producer for Assassin's Creed franchise, has revealed that AAA games need to sell somewhere around 10 million copies just to break even. This article says, during an interview at XDS24, Cote discussed how video game development costs are increasing year over year, which is no surprise, let's be honest. We all could probably assume games are costing more and more, just like everything else in this economy. But it says he shared that we are in a complex and tough economical situation right now, at least in the games industry. We've all seen our costs rising, our profits shrinking. In a way, there's a lot of very, very intense competition. But the cost of building games has probably increased tenfold since the first Assassin's Creed and the one that's coming out this year. Both cost, complexity, amount of people has probably risen by a factor of 10. When you look at who succeeds, at least in the AAA space, what I'm going to say applies to like mostly premium games, more traditional kind of AAA games. You have 10 games in any given year that will sell about 10 million copies, he continued. The reason I'm quoting the 10 million copies kind of mark is from what I've seen and how I've seen costs, our costs, and the cost of competitors and everybody. Everything leaks in our industry, so you have privileged information on where the competition is going. But mostly, I estimate that 10 million copies, give or take 2 million, is mostly what you need to break even. But you only have 10 games that breach that number every year. Cote then broke down what those 10 games look like. He says out of those 10, you'll have probably 3 sports games, 4 games on established franchises, and 2 or 3 games that are surprise hits from out of nowhere. But that leaves very, very little room and wiggle room for success. And this is, again, a man who's connected to Assassin's Creed Shadows, another Ubisoft flop coming up here next year, that is already mired in controversy and a lot of negativity surrounding this game. And they are currently putting Star Wars Outlaws out there to die, essentially, trying to recoup some of their costs, knowing it will never hit that 10 million number mark. So I'm going to leave it right here, guys. Let me know what you think about all this. This has been absolutely insane to watch. I mean, the fact that they will take these games that they retail for $70 at launch or $150 for a deluxe edition and mark them down the instant that they put them on Steam by 20, 30, 40, even 60% for some of these is absolutely mind-baffling. But again, I'm going to leave it right here. Let me know what you think about this down below, and I will catch you guys on the next one. All right, and if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for being here. I do have 2 channels, Minimal Effort Podcast, as well as my gaming channel. I do have a Twitch and Kick for my gaming channel. We do live streams over there occasionally, maybe once a week. And then if you are in the market for a new PC, make sure to check out Meta PCs. Click the link I have down below. Use code TBO at checkout for a special discount. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.